Hey out there, it's Wake Angel 2001 back with another commission. This one is for Sonic Blur 2-0. It is Batgirl, specifically the Stephanie Brown Batgirl. The base toy is the Batman Unlimited Batgirl figure, which is Barbara Gordon. So the differences between Barbara Gordon's look and Stephanie Brown's are, well, she's a redhead while Brown is a blonde. Although the inside of her cape still has a purple lining, that's good. So because that would have been really hard to paint, and I would have been afraid that it would chip because it's a soft, flexible material, and that kind of stuff does not like paint. So, yeah, when I converted the figure, I first cut off the tops of her boots. Barbara Gordon had that little stretched out bat symbol thing at the kneecaps going on, while Stephanie Brown just has a smooth boot. But that's the only cutting into this figure that I did. The rest is just minor sculpt that goes on top of things, including that purple padding that Stephanie Brown has going down her sides, reshaping the bat symbol on her chest slightly, and adding the pouches for her utility belt and that thigh belt. Painted up, those purple patches on her sides may look very blue in this photo, but that's only because of the way that it reflects the light from the camera flash. To the naked eye, the shade of purple is almost identical to the lining on the inside of the cape. Also, she's blonde now. Yep, just dyeing a girl's hair, perfectly normal thing. Let's see her built up and completed. Huh, you know what? Well, enjoy your pictures first of all. But the thing is, this is kinda short, isn't it? I mean, I barely sculpted any new stuff, so there wasn't much to show you. And the paint job, though bogged down in little details, like getting all those pouches, getting all the pads and pouches the right color, and repainting the boots and gloves, there really isn't that much to it. Then again, I wouldn't want to do that because it's a really nice figure, but I think that this custom needs a bit of a better send-off than others. Because, you know, a lot of people are always asking me if I do things other than Sonic, and, well, here I am doing something other than Sonic, and I've done it a lot. So I think let's take a closer look at the Stephanie Brown Batgirl figure that I've created. Okay, so here is the Stephanie Brown Batgirl custom in HD video glory as opposed to stills in the camera. Let's zoom in on her. Sorry about the creaky base. Can I fix that? Let's see, it's not that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there's her head, down to her emblem, her utility belt, her extra thigh belt, right down to her boots. And we turn her around, and you can see the little spikes coming out the backs of her boots. And we go back up, you see her all in profile, and her now blonde hair. So, this was a really, really nice figure for me to customize. I rarely work on figures this nice. I almost hesitated to take the job as soon as I saw how cool this figure was. Fortunately, since the modifications are relatively light, I felt that I wasn't really destroying the figure's sculpt. So let's do a breakdown of articulation. She has a ball-jointed head, although it really just helps with the swivel because the ball joint is a little bit limited. And it would help if it was in the camera frame. She has a universal shoulder, you can go out, and she has an elbow, bends 90 degrees. She has a wrist joint, and she has a bicep swivel built into the elbow. There's no torso articulation. Her hips, they go out, they go forward. That's all well and good. There's a thigh swivel right here in the middle of her leg. And she has a knee. Knee doesn't quite do 90. And she has a standard ankle joint. Ankle. And she has a boot cut swivel, which is cool. So yes, despite a lack of torso articulation, she's pretty good. Actually, I'm wondering if she actually counts as a DC Universe Classics figure, because that's not the typical articulation loadout of a DC Universe Classics. And her foot is... Oh, there was her hips are kind of loose. That was a problem with the figure. When I got it out of the box, the hips were just loose like that. I don't know why, and that kind of sucks. It's the only negative. Here's a regular DC figure, Dove. And she has the ball jointed head thing too, but if you check out her arm, the bicep swivel is up here near the shoulder. See? On hers, it's down by the elbow, so it's in a different spot. She still has the wrist joint, and she actually has torso articulation. She has an ab crunch that can be used to arch the back a little bit and make her lean forward. And she has a swivel waist. Both joints are absent on this figure's buck. I'm not sure why. I don't really see what's up with the sculpt of the figure. Like, maybe they wanted to preserve the sculpt of her stomach armor, because, you know, she has like these sculpted plates on her stomach, and those, and I guess they didn't want to break the sculpt of those with the, you know, with the ab crunch. But I don't see why she doesn't have a waist joint. There's no reason for that. And Dove does not have any boot cut articulation. She has the same thigh swivel, and she has the ankle joints, but no boot cut. Then again, her boots are just kind of painted on. They're not a separate sculpt. So it's kind of weird. She has some joints that a regular DC figure doesn't have, and she's missing a couple of joints that a regular DC figure has. But overall, it's a really great figure. I mean, my sculpting modifications to it were very minor, and I would not have wanted to severely mess up this thing, because it is a beautiful figure. It was beautiful before I got to it, and I still think it looks really great now. I hope that you've enjoyed this commission of Stephanie Brown Batgirl, and this is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.